Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of FayPaints. A friend of mine requested some bookmarks, so I thought of sharing with you how I make them. I have pre-cut my paper into three. I think this is 2.5 by 6 inches, and I'll be trimming the corners when I'm done with the painting. So I am going to paint wildflowers on these bookmarks. For my first bookmark, I want to make some thistle flowers. So with my blue paint, I am going to make something like a cone-shaped image and probably a bit flat at the bottom. You can make a pink thistle if you want to, but for this project, I want to make the blue thistle. Okay, I think this is too watery. Maybe I need to add more pigment for this. Okay. And then just flick out some of the paint with the tip of your brush to give the thistle this kind of spiky texture. Okay, so just little spikes. Okay, I need to drop in more paint. You could always place the spikes also in the inside part to give it more texture. Just make tiny flicks. Okay, I'll make another one. So I'll be making 3 thistle flowers for this bookmark. More paint. More paint. And then we'll add the flicks. Okay, so the flicks doesn't have to be very thin. As long as the thistle could look rough, then it's okay. Okay, make another one here. I think I need to check on the consistency of my paint. Looks like it's too watery. Okay, so if you're enjoying this so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell for more video updates. Okay, there. Okay, let's just add darker pigment here and more spikes. I want the thistle to look rough and more texture. And just some here too. Okay, so now let's do the what do you call this? Sepal. So just make these longer flicks or spikes, long spikes at the bottom of the flower. Okay, so just flick your brush like that. Okay, just long, thin flicks. Okay, so now let's do our stem. Okay, so again, let's take this slow because I want nice stems. Okay, just darken this up. Maybe connect it here. then for the leaves, thistle flowers have these long spiky leaves. So just drag the tip of the brush out like that. Okay. There. And I want to make this darker. I'm throwing in a darker pigment to give it more contrast. Okay, there. We're done with the thistle. Okay, now for the second bookmark, I want to paint some baby cosmos. Okay, a pink one. So first, I am going to make the center of the flower. So I got this yellow paint. And we place it here, just a dot. And one here. And I'm going to get my pink paint and water it down to a very light shade. And just make these petals like drawing a traditional flower. Okay, I am going to make the petals below here smaller so that the flower would look like it's facing upward. Okay, so and then we'll just shade this with a lighter, very light pink, and leave a little white around the yellow center. Okay, just a little white. And then grabbing my darker pink, I'll just trace it around the petals, just outside the petal, the tip of it, and let the paint bleed. Okay, so just drop it around the petals. So some of the yellow has already bled on the petals, but that's okay. Sometimes these little accidents are good for the overall look of the painting. Okay. So now let's make our second flower. Okay, so traditional shape, flower. Okay, shade it with light pink. Don't forget to leave a little white around the center, the yellow center. Drop the pink and just let it bleed. Okay, there you go. Let's maybe make a little flower bud here to give this painting some balance. Okay, so while the yellow paint is drying, let's do the stems first. We'll get back to it in a bit. Okay, drag it down. Thin lines. Is my stem thin enough? Okay, so the baby cosmos have these weird leaves, so just wiggle your brush out like that. Okay, so just wiggle it like making tiny branches on a tree. Okay, one more here. So just drop a darker shade here. And then we'll do the center of the flower. So here now I am grabbing a dark red paint and just making these tiny lines around the yellow center. And then maybe you could also add some small dots that would look like the pollen of the flower. So if you want to have this darker shade, maybe you could use a mahogany shade. Okay, and that's it. Wasn't that quick? I think it is quick. So now for my third flower, we will make a cone flower. So again, I'll be getting my yellow paint and we will make another cone-shaped image, but it will be a little shorter this time. Okay, there, and then again we'll add spikes on them. Just little tiny flicks. There. So now for the petals, I am grabbing this purple, and at the tip of the yellow, just drag the brush down. Okay, the tip of your brush will lightly touch the yellow and just drag the belly of the brush down to create the petals. And leave the paint concentrated down at the end of the petal. We want the end to have more contrast. Okay, and just make this flower like an opened umbrella. If you want more contrast on the petals, just add more paint. Later on, I will be adding a bit of magenta on the petals. There, now I'm dropping the magenta on the petals. Okay, so I want this to have more contrast too, so I'm dropping in some yellow ochre. Or maybe you can use orange if you want it more vibrant, I guess. Okay, so let's make another one. So just 2 flowers for this bookmark, as it already occupied most of the space. Just dragging it down. Okay. Just one more here. Your petals doesn't have to look more, very perfect. Okay, so now we will add the stems. Okay, just drag it down and here. Okay. And now for the leaves, we will have these regular shaped leaves. And one more. Oops, it's a bit too low, isn't it? Just move it here. Okay, one more here. And darken this up a little. Okay, and that's it. This session was a bit fast, don't you think? So now I'll just trim the corners and punch some hole for the string. And we have bookmarks. Thank you again, guys, and see you on the next episode. Bye!